So they'll be calling you a radical. You could see the dust blowing in. See it? I mean, dry lake effect, big time. You can taste it. I mean, taste it. So storms used to blow over there across the lake and pick up water. There's no water. Well, it's a big deal because it's the driest it's been 175 years since, because the New York Times thinks the lake's only been there since the Mormons got it. It's the driest it's been in millions of years. Here, what's the matter, you? Moose Pond, DNR. I finally got rid of the domestics. I've been trying to get rid of them for years here. You know, they were just dropped off inbred plants. They finally did it after all those years. So much nicer now. They got them a home where they belong. So, anyway, so this is an important video for you in Texas. So, Texas has filed suit against the federal NRC, Nuclear Regulatory Commission, which I call the Nuclear Rallying Cheerleaders, as you know, to block the nuclear waste approved pad. Sending off for to be the first there. This is important because Utah has the identical law. Idaho has the identical law that Texas has recently passed. Now stay with me. Cecil Andrews, what a gem that guy was. From the Gem State, well, it's actually one Oregon. He fought him. Boy, he was a great anti-nuke. He died in 2016. I remember I was in Florence, Italy when he died. He was the man, boy. I used to do a lot of work with him. He was the greatest. So he battled Idaho National Lab. Sued this same legislator. Won. Look it up. Won his litigation, his suits multiple times. The Snake River Alliance on Balco on Kim. Now, when he went, bye-bye. So, there's no resistance in Idaho. I mean, you got me, Kevin Blanche, but they brought it in anyway. Just so you know, won the lawsuits, they brought it in anyway. Bringing it in, Hunter's Point, bringing it in. Bringing it in anyway. Utah. You know, we go all the way back to Scott Madison. We've been battling for decades and decades and decades. Governor Herbert told me, block, Now you got pro-nuclear Cox. He's signed an agreement with Bill Gates. Little Nuke never hurt anyone. We have laws against it. We have filed suit against and won. They bring it in anyway. Under the terms of the Patriot Act, do you know there's plenty of parts of the Patriot Act that are written into, they'll give the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate whatever they want, which they get whatever they want. Price Anderson. Anyway, so they can bring it in without telling. You can file the suit you want. I'm telling you, they'll do whatever they want because the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, if you haven't learned this by now, Fukushima didn't teach you that they own the world. See the mountain? Now let's get over here when you see it. The pond where the moose was. They would have reported that as Feel Good Fairy Tale News. Everybody would have reported it if the young woman from the signpost wouldn't have saw Kevin Blanche's video. She'll tell you that. God, you can taste it. I'm telling you, it is a dirt burger. I mean, these are, oh my God. I need to get my mask on. For real. It's that thick, you can cut it with a knife. Dirt burgers. Well, go with your dogma burgers. And get in your dogma snuggies. Everybody's got one. They're politically divided up. That's the problem with the nuclear waste issue, Fukushima, whatever. No one can figure out a way. Is that left or is this right? It's like I'll be headed to D.C. for my uncle be buried at Arlington. So, passed. So, it's like when I'm in the Peace Vigil. I do my work at the Peace Vigil. Neil Cousins will say, God, Blanche, when you're here, everybody else has got conflict. Or it's amazing how you can find common ground. So it's simple. I just say, the Trumpers will show up, the Obama cannons, whatever. I don't care. You know, I'm not going to get into their politics. I want to get into the reality. we're anti-nuclear. We're anti-nuclear energy. We're anti-nuclear bomb, which came from. And by the way, I'll just say to them, you know, I don't like either party, what they've evolved into. Neither one of them ever seen a bomb or a military contract or a military pork they didn't want to thieve and rip off. Both parties just absolutely, they never saw a bullet they didn't want to fire, you know. And I'll say both parties never seen a nuclear pork contract they didn't love. Everybody's like, yeah, that's true. And then we'll sit and have a conversation. We can find common ground. That's the problem with the anti-nuclear movement. The moose stood right there before he was killed. Right there. Look at that. That's dust and dirt. See? And you know how clear these videos usually are. I mean, it's September in Utah. Late September. It was 90 degrees yesterday. We better get some water this year. I'm telling you. Or people think, oh, we're just going to get dry lawns. Oh, no. You're going to be evacuating the state. They just came out. I saw it. Bob Hayes' old university, I think, did it in Florida, saying that Ogden is the third highest overpriced real estate in the country. Oh boy, you drive by Washington Boulevard and everything's empty, yet they want, I mean, the bus depot, what's his name, told me that owns a comedy club next door, says they want $1.7 million for this building. I says, isn't worth $100,000. I guess it's, you know, whatever, you know, every building's vacant in this freaking town. Drive downtown, I bet. So I just wanted to put up this for Texas. You know, you can file suit, you'll win. My guess is you'll win. We won here. We won here. You know, it's like Governor Herbert used to tell me, Kevin. Opinion, culture, eats policy for breakfast. Yeah, but guess what it has for lunch, dinner, supper, and a midnight snack? You, me, we. Culture changes quickly. Changes quickly. God. Dry Lake, I mean, it's wicked. I mean, it's bad. I'm telling you. I've been bitching about this since 2012, as you know. Of course, I just get things right. I'm just an activist that does the work. I'll be at the Peace Vigil soon. My amazing, incredible uncle's funeral at Arlington. You know, so in Texas, you can file a lawsuit you want. I don't care. Now, by the way, what I think is going to go to Texas anyway, pay Texas. The feds, not governments, or not, oh, we'll dole it out to schools. This, give the actual people who live in that area, man, woman, child, checks, big checks. Give them 20, 30 grand a piece per person in Andrews, Texas. Same in Carlsbad, New Mexico, where it's going anyway. Because it's got to come off that beach of San Onofre. And by the way, this is important because I say in Illinois and in New York, no way. No way should Texas, no way should New Mexico, Utah for that matter. We don't make it here. Of course, Governor Cox wants to make it now. You bail them out. In the old days, we knew. You didn't know. You were sold a bill of goods. We were all lied to. You know, I didn't believe him. I listened to Einstein. He says, you've taken this as far as you got. You'll never come up with a revitrification. You'll go, this is just big thieving. Price Anderson, hell of a way to boil water. Kevin Blanch, hell of a way to boil a planet. Okay, you were fooled and you were had. But you're not fooled and you're had now. And you continually to bail them out. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. So you bailed them out in Illinois again for the umpteenth time. You know, the international federal or international subsidy at the IAEA level, the Nuclear Crime Syndicate gets. The federal, Price Anderson. You take every energy. I mean, the Department of Energy should change the name of the Department of Nuclearism. That's who started it. That's who founded it. Jeff Bezos' grandpappy. Look it up. And for the other 12 energies that they sponsor, you know, pork it out. Times that by 12, combine them, all 12, times them by 12, 12 times 12, 144, Devoto. You still don't get close to the subsidy of nuclear energy. Bernie Sanders said it best, cut the umbilical cord. IAEA subsidy, federal subsidy, now state bailouts, bank ballot on chemo status, King Cuomo in New York, in Illinois, in Idaho. In Utah gave them money. We don't even make it. Down by the refinery in Jersey. 3 Mile Line. I see they're having another nightmare with Limerick in Pennsylvania. You know, 3 Mile Island, 9 Mile Island, New York. 3 times more dangerous than 9 Mile. They're going to have a bake sale at your local PTA. I mean, come on. Fukushima. It doesn't prove how they... I mean, my God, how can they cover up the... First time in history this ever happened. Didn't happen in Mayak, didn't happen in Santa Susana, didn't happen at 3 Mile Island, didn't happen at Chernobyl. Oh, it happened. It got out. Fukushima. Oh, it's not a coincidence the salmon apply. It's not a coincidence the typals. Not a coincidence a moose comes out of the mountains because he's got no water, migrates all the way down, gets in a pond, gets killed. You know? It's the ecology, stupid. The heat bubble over the western United States, Great Salt Lake goes dry, dry lake effect. Play back the tape, Your Honor. I guess it doesn't matter if you're... In the old days, to hypothesize knowledge and get it right, do the field work and everything, that became, you know, my Nobel Prize. Now it becomes attacked, or hate speech, or they're both. Kevin Blanch. So in Texas, Pam. The Senate reactor got shoved down California's throat. They didn't want it. Same with Diablo Canyon. And the power didn't even go to SoCal. They paid the price. It cannot sit on that cliff. We got it out of the spent fuel pools onto that tripod, which is probably the greatest accomplishment in grassroots activism history. Well, I know it is. They had no intention of shutting down that thing down. Kevin Blanch and crew, we kicked that domino over. We've shut down 44 nuclear reactors in the United States in the past decade. So don't ever let them tell you. You know, they just keep porking out. Utah, $400 million has come out of your light bill to amps. New skill in Idaho, or excuse me, in Oregon, testing in Idaho. They've already said we were supposed to have them by now, right? They've delayed it to 2021, 2025, 2027, 2030. We're going to be 12 of them. Right now it's down to 6. It's a sham. They're never going to have any. It's because under Price Anderson, they get all the money, and the original money was Kenwood Financial. Look it up. I'm the one that exposed that was a Ponzi scheme, just like Blue Castle on the Green. Lead Dog Hedge Fund. I'm the guy that dug that out. Clear back then. So, like yeah, I'm bleeding. I think they're gonna cancel the in-person. Like tonight would be my 10-year mark. So the virtual one is to the day of 10 years when I got to the day. October 13th this year will be to the day when I got sick and given 2 months to live. When a doctor looks you right in the eyes, a good doctor, and tells you you've probably got 2 months to live. Next doctor says maybe 6 weeks. Of course, another doctor told me nothing's wrong with me, go home. You know, well, something was wrong with me. ML de Novo, OS, willingly without a bone marrow transplant. Can't be done. Well, if I can make it 2 more weeks from today, it'll be done. Good place to spend it at the Peace Vigil in DC, I guess. Look at the dust, look at the dirt. Here, what's the matter, you bullwinkles? The DNR, the moose killers. Should have been tranquil. Oh, he drowned. No, he wouldn't. We were right there. We said, we'll hold his head up. He stood right there. I said, you're going to go right to Harrison. And not only that, here's the other part of that equation. You know how dangerous it is to shoot a moose? They put everybody in danger. How about the woman that hit it? She's lucky that she didn't hit it a letter more square. High-profile animals like that, boom. It's lucky you didn't kill her. You know, the DNR disgusts me in this state. Don't even get me going. Duck hunting season opens on Saturday. Why is it even opening? There's no lake. You've seen it out of my house. I shoot every night on the flyway. These animals are under so much pressure. These guys are going to just go kill what few's left. I mean, it's unbelievable. Can't even take a moratorium for a while from killing these animals. They're under so much pressure, but that's the world we live in. You know, hear no nuclear evil, see no nuclear evil, dry lake effect. So in Texas, these lawsuits have been filed. Here in Utah, in Idaho, we won. See, Slanders, we won the lawsuits. They bring it in anyway. So if they're going to bring it in, pay them in Texas. You know, the Senate waste needs to go first. It needs to come out, but it's in dry cast, which is 1,000 times safer than being what it was in those spent fuel pools. People don't realize these reactors were not built to have this 40 years of waste in there. We're supposed to be in Yucca Mountain by now, right? It's supposed to be there 40 years. We're paying a fine to people like Bill Gates that own them. Yeah, they're not public utilities. They're privately owned, and they have shareholders. Corporations are people, Mitt Romney, remember? Oh boy, that's one thing he said that was true. So the beautiful pond, it's nice. We got the domestics out here. They don't belong here. You know, usually there's migratory geese moving back and forth in here like crazy right now. Not many this year. Well, it was 90 degrees yesterday, so that's got to be a piece of it, but the bubbles. So Diablo Canyon is what you should be screaming about in California, which I am. I'll get down there ASAP. I was going to go Saturday because Weber State plays Cal Poly, which I call the Diablo Canyon Bowl, but I got a funeral to attend. The great Claude Blanche has passed away. He mentored me. So in Texas, they're going to, you know, we've got to do something with it. Well, I mean, there's no answer. I mean, don't you think we should quit making it? That'd be a moratorium on all nuclear reactors until we have an answer for the waste. I still say shoot it into space, you know. All these guys love to go to space now, Bezos and all of them. Well, load the waste up. And it can't be done? It can be done. I remember telling Miko Kako, me and him argued in '97. I was in Florida when we did it. We shot, he says, oh, the rocket will blow up. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a risk. But if the rocket doesn't blow, it's going to blow up here at Fukushima, Japan, at Diablo Canyon, at the Sinanoff Rig. It's going to blow up. It took 20 years, but it worked into Saturn. It can be done. But, you know, load them in the rocket, get the waste off our place. What's the matter, you? Stand tuned.